Hello and welcome to one of the most anticipated and waited for events in Real Racing 3 history, Formula Future. First things first, this is a monster of a car. Let's go into the settings. Lower your steering sensitivity by 2 or 3 notches. That'll help you. I run no assists, and this is going to blow your mind. I'll show you my final upgrades now. This is crazy, guys. Only 5 upgrades, guys. 773,600R. So it cost me just over 523,000 R dollars, and I got 80 gold. So that's pretty crazy. Now, there's a lot more to it than just that. If you don't do this correct throughout the event, you're going to run into trouble. By the way, let's do something a little bit fun right now. Do a little bit of a jump. You can take that faster and you can jump higher. That's kind of a fun little thing you can do in a few spots in the game. Yeah, if you're not careful with this event, it's going to get way too hard for you. You'll need more upgrades than what I'm showing for sure. And to do it with the upgrades I showed, definitely very difficult. I'm surprised how much I've improved through the years. First time I did this event is the only time it ran, November of 2016. And I'm pretty sure I had to get 2 gold upgrades plus the additional R. So that's a lot more than what I did it this time. So it's pretty cool. We're going to zip through some things. Like some of this takes a while, so we just won't do the entire race. You got to be careful. Now, remember the rules, guys. Try to do the bare minimum. We want to keep the bots slow and the targets low. And to do that, we need to stretch things out and just do the bare minimum. So this one's brutal because it says lap on it. And in some races, you could lap someone and then let them unlap themselves. And then still finish the race and win. That doesn't work with some of these. Now, I haven't driven this car with no upgrades for probably since 2016. Yeah, that was when it would have been. So I'm not used to the handling. And I also haven't. This is the type of car you do need to often do a bit of training in. Like if I haven't driven this car for quite a while and I hop behind the wheel of it, I'm usually going to blow it a few times. A big reason for that is that this car does not handle like Formula 1 cars in the game. This is old school. So this is like the pre-2019 cars, as in the Ferrari 412, F14T, Lotus 125, even the Ferrari 375 that Ahmed's driving here. By the way, we're warping it a few times. Those cars are a lot harder to handle. You can oversteer, understeer whenever you want to. So a lot of this is going to come down to your skill abilities as far as how well you can do this. I stay at no upgrades for a shocking amount of time in this video. Because I wasn't sure. I thought I could add all R dollar upgrades right away, but what if I don't need them? What if I don't need any upgrades? Well, I wasn't sure because I can't remember this event. I can't remember anything about this event. Even as I'm doing it, I remember nothing because that's going back to 2016. So that's a long time ago. Basically 8.5 years ago, give or take. Pretty close though, pretty close to 8.5 years ago. So I mean, I'm not going to remember that. And I was still using assists at that point, I believe, or just getting used to kind of limiting some. And that's definitely going to drive your costs up. So you got to take some time to learn how this car handles. You got to be very careful with it at low speeds. Take these corners carefully. Dubai can be tricky. So I'm being a little bit too conservative here. I can see that. But that's okay because this is early days, early in the stages. And again, we want to drag things out where we can. And just do the bare minimum. So when it's an event like this that has a time requirement, still kind of just waste a bit of time. Finish it, but you don't need to finish it too fast. So just push those targets a little bit. There we go. You don't want to do it twice either. So that's going to wrap up stage 1 real quick, only 4 minutes in. Stage 2, and it's kind of interesting. The background photos look like the old version before they went scorched earth, I call it, where it looks like they just destroyed, I don't know, everything looks dead. All the grass is dead. Everything's dead. So I find that funny that the loading screens are still the original, more colorful backgrounds. I kind of like that, actually. I wasn't a fan of the changes they made. This is years ago that they changed everything, contrast layers, everything. I asked them to put it back, but oh well. They did a lot of work, and I guess they decided they'd keep it. Now, this car is definitely going to overheat, so you want to be on tilt B controls. It might be mandatory. I didn't check. Again, all of my assists are off. This car has really drastic engine braking, you'll notice. You do not coast very much in this car, so you don't get a lot of regeneration as far as lowering the heat, but well, you can get enough here. And as you can see, you don't want to be taking off-track cuts in an event like this, in a race like this, because it's just going to build up your engine temperature quicker. And again, you'll notice I'm not going to pass. I'm kind of dragging it out here. Just you don't want to finish with big leads. You don't want to finish really fast if you don't have to. Pretty sure it'll end as soon as I pass him. Oh no, not this one. Duh. Oh, wow, Ahmed. Oh, Ahmed. My goodness, he's all over me. That's hilarious. I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind some fun. Okay, winning this Hunter event. Okay, check this out. I'm going to show you a neat little trick. 223, see that? 223 is the distance. I tested this all over the event just to see where it would work. Let's quit and retry and see what happens. And it drops to 216. And then I'm going to skip some of the screens here. But basically, it kept going till I got to 145. It wouldn't go lower than that. So that's bot slowing. That's target lowering. That should keep things easier going forward. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the only way to know is to try it. Okay, here we go. And, oh, engine temperature again. Interesting. So it's interesting when you get stacked goals this early on. I mean, there was a totally different crew doing the game back then. Even a different crew than what we had 3-4 years ago. So, because Real Racing 3 has changed a lot, even in the time I've been there. The different people I would interact with in the background have changed quite a lot. And, yep, lots of things have changed. And we just keep on going. Okay, so I'm going to be... Boy, he's slow. Yeah, he's very slow. So I'm going to get to the end here, and then I will let him catch up, but I'll just kind of fast forward through that. I'm skipping a lot of unnecessary content, but still, you get an idea. You can see here, like, how hard is this? Is the engine temperature going to blow? Oh, man, it's way back there. It's hilarious. And, I mean, how big is my lead here? 600 meters? Probably more than that. Can't see it. There we go. 650, 670, 700. Holy smokes. We're going to get close to the line here and then just go 4 times regular speed for a little bit. It'll zip by pretty quick. And you'll see Ahmed gaining on me here. And then we'll go back to normal. You don't want to repeat a race, so don't cut it too close. And that might have been too close. But it worked. 159, had to go 145. So that's kind of close. And these are interesting. I made a mistake with some of these in a few spots. Basically, I didn't realize this. If you're going the average speed when you cross the start-finish line, boom, it's just over. So I went the wrong way for almost a full lap. We're going to skip this. We're going to warp ahead of quite a bit here right now. And then it's not to the last lap that I was finally hitting average speed. It had me worried. So I wasn't pushing the car to its maximum abilities in probably the first few stages. And yeah, this event went by pretty quick, which surprises me. So back when this event first came out, Real Racing 3 was very different. An 8-stage event meant 8 days, so 1 stage per day. And there was no instant R&D on your upgrades. There was no instant servicing. So back then, if we wanted to hurry our way through upgrades, we had to watch ads. Piles of ads. So, yeah, very different game. So instead of doing this in like an hour and a half or something like that, or 2 hours, it was 8 days. And you had to play every day, and maybe you couldn't. And so that's why when you look at some of my old videos, it'll be 1 video per stage. Well, that's because it was 1 video per day, and so I'd put it out. I kind of like that in some ways, but stage 3 is here. The game evolved, and instant servicing servicing is awesome. Instant R&D is awesome. It's great to sometimes try out some upgrades. I've done that. That can be risky, though. Sometimes you can have a cloud save fail, which is extremely scary. so I don't recommend that. So Hockenheimring is fast in this car. Everything is fast in this car. What am I saying? Hockenheimring. Everything's fast. This car is, I do love this car. Again, it's very challenging. If you're not careful in a corner, you can huck it loose anytime you want to. So it really rewards good driving and woodshedding and doing hard work. Ooh, I'm kind of blowing it here. See what I mean? Like I haven't driven this track in this car with no upgrades for a very, very, very long time. So I know where I should be able to push it, and I'm going to experiment with that a little bit. Not so sure about the last corner. Ooh, we're way up there. I don't think it's two last corners like here. I don't think I could keep it full throttle. Probably could get away with a lift point. So again here, I don't want to win by a huge amount, so I'm keeping them close, but oof. Santos is pretty fast. But almost out of time, and then I'll just huck it sideways, and so I stay close to Santos. All right. Oh, oops, 20 more seconds. No, keep going. Santos is pretty fast. And this car, well, this is the highest earning car in the game. That's why you get this car. And that's why you can wait for a sale, but you do want to fully upgrade it at some point. The highest earning car in the game. I've earned as much as 7,800 fame per minute. I think 7,850 is my record per minute. That's shocking. Like, there's lots of races you don't get that much. But if you run the Le Mans race, so the 24 hours of Le Mans circuit, La Sarthe, you do that one on 100% bonus fame day with the agent hired, and you get 4 times the regular fame pay. So that's how, that's how you get the massive payday, is you running that race. So I used to run that race like crazy all the time. This is by far the car I've driven the most. I even VIP'd this car at a point, which is extremely rare for me. I only have a handful of cars VIP'd. One of them I VIP'd simply because, why did I do that? The Brabham I VIP'd. I think there was something like the instant R&D wasn't working and I was just frustrated. So I VIP'd it so you could have instant upgrades. And I love that car, so I don't really mind it. So the Brabham, the McLaren MP4-X, and I think I've got another one with VIP, but I don't remember. It's probably 3 cars in my main account, not on this account. This is my second account, my small account. So I went and did some farming because I'm low on R. Like I thought, man, maybe I need like 3 or 4 million. Well, 3 million. So I didn't quite have 3 million to start with, but I thought I did check. Some of these events, you'll notice I did fail once. I just thought, man, I better have extra upgrades available. So you can get your 4 in very easily, and then I'm going to watch I'm going to feather it because I'm going way too fast. There. That's surprising, actually. It was that easy. Okay. F14Ts. Those are fast cars. Definitely hard to handle. So all open wheel cars were this hard handling platform at the beginning. So in 2019, was 2019? Yeah. 2019? Yeah. When 2019 was coming around, update 8.0, Formula 1 content was being added, I thought all those cars would handle like these, and I made a special video talking about what you do to make these cars easier to handle, and then suddenly they were way easier to handle. So it's a good video though. It gives you the handling tips. I've done a few. I did a more recent video for handling the F14T, and that's what you want to watch if you want to learn tips on how to handle this. Same handling, except this one is faster. So a little bit. I actually find the F14T probably harder to handle. I do actually. And maybe it's just because I've driven this one so stinking much. F14T though, you got to be so careful in the slow speed corners. Oh my goodness. This one's nowhere near as touchy, I don't think. At least for me it's not. And again, maybe I'm just used to it. Some of these races, they're definitely making us increase the difficulty by having, win by a massive lead, stuff like that. but I don't mind having big leads sometimes. And then in some of these stages, I made mistakes. I didn't read the description carefully enough, and I accidentally finished in a way that would increase my difficulty going forward. But, oh well. You just got to do what you can do. And as you can see, a lot of these ones, some of the special requirements just kind of happen without you even having to worry about it. We're going to go 4 times regular speed as I let this guy catch way up. Look at this. He's braking because he's like, doesn't know what I'm doing. That's hilarious. So this one wasn't very difficult. Just the things took care of themselves. And there we go. That's another stage. All right. Stage 4. We're getting more and more into this. At Porsche test track now. I was just double checking the requirements because I did this race once and it didn't work for me. So I just had to double check, like, what do you need me to do? So you've got to be in 3rd place until you cross the start-finish line for the 2nd lap. And the mistake I made is I was getting too close to 2nd place and actually overtook 2nd place before the start-finish line. Don't do that. It'll get mad at you. It'll fail you. I mean, maybe you could be in the lead and then drop back again, but what's the point? You might as well just stay close to these guys, and then I think I have to win with a certain lead. I think that's what it said. Pretty sure that's the case. So you just kind of taking it slow, sandbagging it here at short track for the first little bit. And then, come on, there we go. The Lotus 125 isn't a very fast... Oopsie, didn't mean to do that. It's not a very fast car. Handles much like this. The Lotus 125, I was shocked to find an endless endurance at Melbourne in that car. That really surprised me. It paid decent. One of the highest paying races in the game is the 412 and also the F14, but I found the 412 a little bit easier at Melbourne. That one I can get about something like 1,300 fame per minute, maybe 1,350. Without any agent or anything like that. So with this car, I'm getting like 1930, 1950 fame per minute without hiring any of the crew. So that's, yeah. Interesting that these really hard to handle cars have the best races. This one I thought, are you kidding me? I was doing quit retry. It doesn't matter in this one. So I just thought, it's Porsche short track, and you want me to tailgate this guy for 15 seconds? Like, that just sounded completely unreasonable. Now, you could do a little bit of off track. I think I end up doing a little bit here as I slash through the chicane. Yeah, that was off track. But then you're right on him, like, boom. And I thought, 15 seconds? That's probably not going to take too long. Well, maybe 15 seconds, duh. But look at this. I'm still tailgating, even though I'm shoving them. I just thought, I don't want to do this a couple of times, so let's just do that. And then I'm going to have no trouble having a big lead. In fact, I might have to give some back. Oh well. There we go. Make sure I just switch my view there. If I switch my view, I could track it. There we go. Again, you don't want to give this up, but you don't want to finish too early. Too big of a lead. That's pretty good. Let's keep it rolling. Okay. This one's weird. Get your average speed in really quick. Like, try to get your average speed in huge in lap 1. I'm not going to go backwards very far. I'm just building a little more average speed. Those cars were really stacked up for me when I hit them my first attempt at this race. I just couldn't get through traffic very well. So this will let the traffic, the cars will be a little spaced out. It should be easier to navigate the traffic when I catch up. Ooh, oopsie, don't do that. See what I mean? It is easy to lose it in this car, but these cars are slower, so it's not a big deal right now. Again, I haven't driven this version for quite a while, so I was driving it a little too deep here and there. 11th place, very soon to be 10th. And you can see it shouldn't be very difficult, I don't think. Pretty sure average speed will happen by itself. I'm not even going to push this. I was going to cut. You don't really need to. I know that looked like I was cutting, but it's not according to the game. So you could do that in time trials. You got to know your limits. Okay. Oop, tell you a little tag there. So now this next lap, I can't go over 305. You can see I'm double checking my requirements. So right here, I'll have to start to feather a little bit. Just keep that speed up there a little bit. Back off, feather some more. Going down this section, I'll end up feathering a bit, I'm pretty sure. Yep, definitely. And so that'll mean that, yeah, there's multiple sections where you're going to have to feather it because you're just going to hit too much speed. And this is easy. Don't do this twice. Just take your time. You know, you can see I could have run backwards even longer there. And then you'd build up more average speed, but whatever. Again, at this point, no upgrades. No upgrades at all. I was fighting it because I just didn't know. Back in 2016, it was considered like you're an absolute hero if you did this with just $R upgrades. Well, I did it with less this time, so 3 less. Which is, yeah, pretty amazing. And actually, it wasn't that hard. That's the surprising part, is it wasn't really that hard. Like, the race you think is going to be really hard with just 5 upgrades isn't. I might have been able to do it with less upgrades. I didn't want to restore and try anything else though, but pretty sure I could have done it with 4 upgrades. But oh well, that's even crazier. But you know what? I almost want to go test it, but I won't. I'm just going to leave it alone. Leave it at 5 upgrades. That's pretty crazy. We're definitely not going to do this whole race as far as you watching it. Porsche dynamic circuit. I like to at least have some footage for each race, and especially if one circuit doesn't appear very much. Dynamic circuit. I think this is the only race here. There's actually another great jump spot at this track. There's 2 jump spots at this track. One of them's really hard to do. The other one's not. So one jump spot, the easy one, is coming up right here. I won't take it because I'm just kind of focused here. Going off track in an endurance race, it doesn't count, and I'm worried about fuel. The other jump spot, you have to hit going the wrong direction, which is right here. You got to drive up on the hill there. It's kind of tricky. And it's not that great, but it's one of the only actual jumps in the game. Most of what looks like jumps in this game is really just drops, like you're driving straight and then the road drops from under you. But that one's an actual jump. There's a ridge, and you hit the ridge. Ooh, tagging those walls a few times. Ooh, tagging that wall again. Again, that's not good. Although I've got lots of fuel, and this race is going to be over soon. So this one I didn't have to be worried about. Again, just do the minimum. So you're going to see me coming up on the target here, and I'm just going to go over this, and then I'm going to be stopping my car, and we're going to skip the rest of this because that's 74 seconds. Okay, another stage done. Going fast. Stage 5. All right. Things should start to get difficult. So, starting from a stop. And we are going to blast through some of this. I was starting to get a little bit bored. Like, yeah, I know that's an off-track cut, but it's like, well, this is taking a while. Whoopsie. That's not very good. Okay. And I think I've got to skid 5 times, right? Yeah. This, you can definitely keep it full throttle through. Then you're going to drive it in pretty deep here because of this version, this variant. Usually you wouldn't drive it in that deep at Hockenheimring, but with this variant, you can. And then there. And then there. Get my other slides in. You had to do 5 slides. No problem. And we keep on building this event. Win by, you know what I did? Oh, guys. I did this race, and I didn't finish with enough of a lead. So just get it done the first time. Make sure you pay attention to those descriptions. Pause and check it out if you need to, if you're not sure. Again, I'm taking an off-track cut. I think, whatever. I just want to get done. This one could be a bit tricky. Like, I didn't mean to crash them. Ooh, they're crashing too. So, but that's not a bad idea. Just skip it a little bit. And really, you gotta really build that lead. Those guys are fast. Interestingly enough, they take this hairpin really bad. Watch my gains. Huge gains there. I don't know why, but they don't take that first hairpin very well. They make a huge mistake. And here you can keep this full throttle through this and the next corner. Can't do that in very many cars. This car you can, but again, if you're going to oversteer it, you're going to lose it. So this car, definitely, I'm sure I'm going to hear from some people that had a horrible time with this. I would say with $R upgrades, if you're Group B or even Group C, it shouldn't be that bad. This gets really hard with no upgrades, though. I'm a little bit stubborn with these events, and so I probably shouldn't have kept it at no upgrades as long as I did. Okay, so this really tight hairpin coming up, that's the type of corner you really gotta be careful with in this car, or you're just gonna slide, and you're gonna drive you crazy how far you'll slide in this car. So you definitely want to take it easy. There we go. Okay. And braking pretty late for some of these corners. Like with this car, you've got really deep braking points. It's just a crazy car. It's not really a concept car. I've had some people say that in the past. A concept car exists. This is a fantasy car. It doesn't exist, except it exists in multiple games. So McLaren obviously made the specs, but a concept car exists, and I'm sure they've never made this. So, and that's okay. We can have fun in it. It's in several games. Okay. Pretty decent. 39 seconds. So, it's not too bad. We'll just see here. You just drive it fast. Okay. That sounds so oversimplified, doesn't it? Oh, you just drive fast. How hard is that? But the speed target took care of itself. You don't have to worry about it. This corner, you got to brake a little earlier than you think you do in a car like this. And then you're full throttle through this, all of this. And then you're going to brake deeper than you would on other Hockenheimring variants. And then between the second and last corner, there's just a little bit of a braking point or even a lift point there. I think I just lifted that time. 36, 37. Oh, that's kind of tight. Still over 1 second left. Oh, that's about it. 1.05. You must win this. Oh, okay. Well, because you said so, I guess I will. Oh, okay. Is this elimination? Sure it is. 30-second elimination. Okay. And the field is monstrously spread out. Be careful of him. Ooh, that was really bad. I wasn't expecting him to be kind of braking that much. If you're not careful here with no upgrades, it is a problem. You can wash off track. Oh, that was a little bit, I overcut that a little bit. Mind you, I'm not almost out of time. Take the inside line on. Ooh! I didn't mean to throw him. With this car, you can't tell if the windshield's cracked simply by switching views. You actually have to pause the game and then look at the front of the vehicle. Look at the windshield. Or you can look at the front wing for damage. If the front wing is heavily damaged, then you can guarantee you've lost some performance. Woo! Gotta be a little bit more careful. Okay. These are spread out races. My goodness. Oh! Amateur hour here. Well, learn your lessons and fine-tune things early. There, that's a little bit better. Martinez is in my sights. And then I got one more to go yet. Probably Santos, wouldn't you think? Or did we already see him? I don't think so. It should be Santos. This variant throws me a little bit. Yeah. Santos. Yep. So from here, you're full throttle for a while. And watch what they do. They probably don't. Sure, see, he was braking. So then it's easy to catch him if you know where you can push it. And the only way to know where you can push it is to push it till you brake. I don't mean slow down. Push it till it snaps loose. Push it till you crash. And then adjust. Santos, what you doing, bud? Okay. I guess I'll reel him back in here in a bit. Now be careful doing stuff like this. This is kind of crazy. He's going to come on. He's going to just show up fast. Look at that. It's a fast car. And Santos is a fast bot. Ooh, overly blocking, getting crashy on me. I'm keeping him close. And I'm going to huck it sideways. Pretty well now. Is he going to show up? Oh, he kept going. Sometimes they stop. He did not stop. But I still won, baby. And that's the end of this stage, baby. Stage 6. Where are we? Where are we? Silverstone. All right. There's one race. Like I went and did my research. I know there's a speed record event, a race that's supposed to be the hardest one. It might not necessarily be the hardest one. And there's a lot of talk about, oh, you've got to run it backwards. You got to do this. You got to do that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just run it normally and you know where to push it. Maybe that'll work. Huh. I guess we'll see. Huh. Obviously, I'm going through this fast. I mean, I'm in 5th place already. Very familiar with this, I think. That sounds funny. Here we are at Stowe. Blast through this nicely. Take advantage of those bots in the first lap. Often they're driving a little bit worse because of the traffic. So you can really take advantage of them. Oh, there's Mr. Magnus. He's got a lead. Okay. Oh, bridge circuit. Duh. You know what? Honestly, guys, sometimes I don't know what circuit I'm on until I hit a certain corner. Sometimes I just don't read it very well. And sometimes I've made horrible mistakes. Ooh, nuts. That's not necessarily good, is it? Okay, so what is it now? I've got to set the fastest lap. That's not it. Nope, that's not it. So I've got to set the fastest lap, but then finish in second is okay. Or maybe a requirement. But either way, I do the bare minimum. Oop, that was a sloppy. Saved it, good thing. I need to make some big gains on Magnus. I think I can get some good gains at Stowe. Let's see if I'm correct. Definitely at the Vale chicane. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great though. But at the Vale chicane, I should be able to get some nice gains. Oh yeah, check it out. Check it out. Pretty nice. I just need to be nice and close to him when he's finishing his lap, and then I know I've set the fastest lap time. See, that's pretty, makes sense, hey? This corner you can take really fast, but you got to brake quite early for this one. This is a very heavy corner. Okay, very good. I'm sticking close. That is going to do it for this race. Yes, no? Yes. There we go. Nice. Definitely want to see the green banner. Oh, I wasn't too far behind him, but this one's interesting. Speed snap in 15 seconds with no upgrades. Took me a few tries, but you can see what I do here. This corner coming up here, oh, this is one of the worst corners for me now. I have a hard time with it. So watch this. I'm going to drive back and forth a little bit, increase the track distance. There we go. That's how you do that one with no upgrades if you want to. Don't have to. But that's how I do it with no upgrades. Oh, we're back fighting the 375. Okay, so I think this is one where I make a mistake. Let's see if it is. I was going to hit average speed and then slow down and maybe go the other way for a bit. I was going to do a few different things. But if you have average speed when you cross the start-finish line, it's over. And I haven't seen a race like this for a very, very long time, so I forgot that was a thing. So here I've hit average speed, and I kind of thought, I'm hitting it way too easy. Surely this is going to fall back. Surely there's something else going on here, because I shouldn't be just way over the average speed requirement. So I crossed the start-finish line, coming up there a little bit, thinking nothing of it. But I'm pretty sure the race just ends, and that's not good. Because I have over a 1 kilometer lead, and I ended the race with 2 laps left. So the game's going to decide I am running so crazy fast that they should give me harder bots. You don't want that. So check this out. Lots of average speed. And I crossed the line. Yeah. Oops. Oh well. Moving on. So you might want to take that easier. That'll show them who's the boss. Okay. Oh, this was a really hard one for me. Really, really, really hard. Because this is a hard car to shove someone with without losing it. Okay, so it's really hard to shove someone in this car without also getting quite loose. This corner, oh, brutal. And I still tagged that wall. I had a couple of times where I didn't. But, man, I had to work at this one with no upgrades. Again, you don't need to do that. You definitely can't finish this event with no upgrades. And at least, I'd say there'd be 2 races that would be brutally hard that way. One's impossible. Race 8.3 is impossible with no upgrades. I promise you that. But I think it's possible with 4. If someone wants to try it, let me know. Okay, we're done this stage. Going on to stage 7, I think. Oh, yeah, we're back at Spa. So I'd be curious to see if someone can do this with 4. But, which would actually be quite a lot of savings because the second body upgrade would probably be the most expensive one out of all the upgrades. Out of all the upgrades you need to finish this. Anyway. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. So this one, you just can't hit 2 people. And at first I thought, what are you talking about? Like, where is everybody? Surely this is going to be very easy to avoid them. But then I realized I'm in 10th place. I don't know why I thought I was in 2nd place. I guess I saw that 0 of 2 and thought I was in 2nd. So then I thought, oh, nuts. I have less than a lap to pass all these guys without contact. Oh, goody. Well, really small contact would be okay. But nothing that would be, well, you'd get 2 hits before it'd fail you. So, well, really 1. Second hit would be you'd be done. So don't hit anybody. Just don't even touch them. That's the safest bet, is don't even touch them. Realized in this car I can't take Pooh on full throttle with these upgrades. Sometimes the car handles differently with less upgrades. Now, the upgrade path for this car is strange. It's 7 engine upgrades, which makes some of them very expensive. And then the rest are a lot lower. So it's kind of interesting how they did that. Yes, once in a while I'm checking those parameters, checking the description, like what am I supposed to be doing? When do I have to do it? What's going on? What did I forget to remember? All that stuff. Obviously I'm way in the lead, like no big deal at all. Let him catch up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Come on, Martinez, catch up, buddy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so you can see I like to keep things tight. That helps. Okay, so we have 1 second of off track, but let's just not use it. You don't need to use it, so don't. Just drive it careful. Elimination race, but it's not the normal 7 cars we see. And I want to get under this guy as fast as I can. I want to really be careful here. I don't have a lot of contact. Ooh, that wasn't even any off track. I'm surprised. I was sure that was going to count as off track with where I went. Let's see if I can blast this. Very, very nice. Okay. Catch you at Radion? Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Or Eau Rouge. Radion. Kind of the exit there. Yeah, nice. That's nice. Nice and early. So, shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, I'm in last place again. Nuts. Come on. Let's go. Let's get around this guy. Ooh, that's how I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do that. All right, Bruxelles. Be careful of Bruxelles. It's a lower speed corner. Very easy to get into trouble there. You can keep this full throttle, I think. Yep, there we go. Last place again. You can't keep this full throttle. Don't try it. I couldn't. Maybe with more upgrades you can. I don't know. Martinez. Come on, Martinez. Oh my goodness, I'm almost out of this race. This is touchy. Wow. And I'm in last place again. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to catch you at the last chicane. I think. Maybe. Maybe sooner? Not much. Not much sooner. I gotta be careful where I'm driving. Okay, perfect. And he's eliminated. Where'd you go? He's gone. Oh well. Now, let's see here. There should be something crazy coming up here. This isn't too bad. But again, I made a mistake in the race description. I just didn't read it carefully enough. So, with 2 full laps to go in a field this big, you probably could just pass everyone, let everyone pass you back, and then take your time and win the race. You know, you probably could do that. Oops, I was blocking him, that's not good. But I wasn't so sure. So I thought I kind of want to keep lead in especially I think I created a gap between first and second accidental like. So that could be a problem. And for some reason in my head, I'm thinking this is 1 lap. I don't know why. So I'm driving it pretty hard. And I'm like, whoa, where'd dude go? Where's the dude? He's way up here because of that gap I created. My own fault. So then Martinez, I guess I could just do the pit maneuver on him. Or something like that. Oop, that wasn't actually intentional. I mean, I joked about doing the pit maneuver. That was a royal smash. Oh my. More trouble behind me. So 7 more cars. Come on, guys, let's go. Get around me. Okay, that's good enough. So I'm going to overtake them again. And then only have to do this 2 more cars. And then I just win the race. So Santos, I guess I could just let this happen with Santos twice. Santos Claus. No, of course not. It's not Santos Claus. Sounds funny though. Okay, Mr. Santos. I'm going to blast by you. And then let you blast by me. And then we do that 1 more time. Let's go. And... oh, 1 more time. I thought that was my 1 more time. I don't know what I did wrong. And come on. So, watch this. Here is where I make the mistake. I pass him. And then I realized, oh, reach first place to win. So, or something like that. It's like, nuts. This threw me off. I'm like, what's wrong with my car? I service it because I like, oh, okay, it's in the race description. Doing this with 0 upgrades is kind of silly. Time is actually not the problem. Average speed is the problem. So doing time is not hard here. But hitting average speed with the car being this screwed up is not easy. And I'm surprised that I'm already hitting it. First time I've done that. So, and I had to brake a little bit this time for this corner. But then check it out. Really not a problem. With no upgrades. None at all. Isn't that crazy? And then this one, we're definitely not doing this whole race. Remember, it says 13.7. So if first place, it doesn't matter what first place is. You have to do 13.7 to finish this race. And that actually gets touchy on fuel. So we're not going to do the whole race, but I'll show you 1 lap so you can see here what it's like. And definitely don't use your brakes. Lift to slow down. So you just want to travel a little more distance if you can. We're going to warp ahead here into the next lap already. You know, you can see it's no problem passing bots to get time. You don't need to take it easy. You don't need to do clock management technique. You just go. Lots of bots. I mean, it'd be tempting to actually, this is probably be a good endless endurance race because it's just a bunch of 125s. Oh, I kind of oh well. That would just make the, no, it can't be endless endurance. Duh, I'm running out of fuel. Duh. Well, if there was no fuel, then it would be. Oh well. So 13.7, you know that's going to be almost 2 full laps, just shy of of 2 full laps. Because we're just over 7 kilometers here. I don't remember exactly what it is, but that's okay. Okay, so as you can see, not difficult. You just gotta watch that fuel. So you don't want to be off track because that's gonna really hurt your fuel mileage. And same thing, 13.7 is gonna come right away. I'm gonna go past that. I just thought, I've come this far. Let's just make sure. So I was kind of debating how far I wanted to go. And I thought, you know what? I'll take it right to 14. And we're just going to skip ahead here. We're not going to sit here and watch the clock run down. Okay, let's get on with it. Stage 8 with no upgrades still. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So this is interesting. You can move if you want to, very, 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 very little. I don't know if it's really worth it. I'm not really getting anything. Now you gotta go. But it's 3 laps, and so it shouldn't be too bad. With 2 seconds of something allowed. Is it off track or is it sliding? Shouldn't be off track. Oh, this is a short circuit for just 3 laps and 22 cars. Oof. You see where I just drove? Bots never drive there. That's the secret of this track. That's how you get around them very, very well. Same with, actually, there's a few corners they're very bad at. Stowe they should be better at. I'm surprised. I mean, I've got a long ways to go, but let's just track this. Inside here, definitely they're going to give it to you. Okay, so we've got corner 1 and corner 2. So corner 3, they substantially overbrake for, like, embarrassing. Corner 4, I find they overbrake. Corner 5, of course, they don't drive where we drive. So 3, 4, 5 seem to be horrible for the bots. That's a lot of corners on a short circuit. So you just got to take advantage of them, and you will be fine. I mean, I'm in 4th place, 3rd place in no time. Oopsie, tag, I'm it. But there we go, one more guy to go and a whole lap to do it. And we know that he's going to do bad at 3, 4, and 5. So after this corner, he's heavy on the brakes. Oops, that wasn't the leader, duh. But they're horrible. Like, look at that. That's funny. Very surprising. So then I've just got to blast it through Stowe, and there we go. As we're nearing race 8.3, yes, I definitely tried it with no upgrades quite a few times. And I was testing the reverse path and different things like that. I should have tested the forward path with less upgrades. It does bother me that I could have done it with 4. I'm sure I could have, actually. Like, I'm really sure. You'll see what I mean. You'll when we get there, you'll see why I'm saying that. Because it's like, I really only gave it, I think I only gave it like 1 or 2 tries with the upgrades I had in the area that I was using, the track area. I think I only tried it once or twice and I nailed it. So I wasn't pushing it very hard. You'll see what I mean. This one you lose your tires very fast. With a lot of these, with most of the races in this series, I was doing it first try. So even here, I start making some mistakes, boom, and I'm still done on time. Really surprising. Okay, so now we're at the upgrade point. Up to this point, I've had 0 upgrades. As you can see, 0 upgrades. It's time to add them. Again, you already know how much that's going to cost me, but there you go. And again, I wish I would have tried it missing 1 body. So I was contemplating tires and wheels here for the acceleration, but at least I had the sense to give this a good try. Okay. So the problem is you're losing tires immediately. Like, you lost a lot of tires before even you're at corner 1. And this car is scary with low grip. So I didn't think this was going to be too good. I'm not going to bother showing you the backwards path. I'll just show you what I did do. I found this was a lot easier. There's a lot more track left over. You don't have to hit anything. So, yeah. But again, like, I'm pretty sure this is my 2nd try. Because my first try, second try doing this right here. My first try, I blew it at Cobb's Corner. So start this turn early, but just watch. See, that's not bad. I didn't even drive it all the way up. And look, I'm pretty early. Like, I don't need to be braking until here. So, yeah, like, Not hard with 5 upgrades for me. I really wish I would have done it with 4. Nuts. Now that I see this again, oh man, I could have done that with 4 upgrades. But sometimes you conquer something like that, what you thought was going to be the hardest race, that makes other races harder. We still have 2 races to go. So maybe they're not possible with 4 upgrades. Well, let's take a look. Let's see what we got next. Like, yeah, I did fine. As soon as I saw that I hit speed, I actually slowed down a little bit early because there was no reason to push it any more than that. So this one gave me a lot of trouble. Although I was kind of overdriving it. So very short tap right here for an inside overtake really maximized the track. This car is looser than all get out right now. It's brutal to drive this thing. But it's building quickly, but still nowhere near enough. So, and Magnus, of course, is getting an advantage here because I'm having to take it really easy. So, with 4 upgrades, I would have been a little bit slower, but the same grip. That was not very good. So Magnus starts driving away on me, but I'm almost at full tires. Like, when you get into the about 85 to 90%, you can pretty much drive it like it's 100, I find. So I need to really make gains here, because that's where he's really bad. And that was okay. Ooh, he's really pulling away. Look at him go. Okay, how much do I get at Stowe? He's about 230. That didn't feel very good. I did not gain a lot at Stowe. Okay, Vale Chicane. That was not great either, but I did some decent gains. This is feeling bad. This is feeling bad. This is difficult. Come on, Magnus. Gotta reel you in, man. See, I don't have to baby it as much. These are hard corners in this car. Come on. Okay, so 4 upgrades maybe is really, really hard for this race. Because 5 upgrades, I'm still having some trouble here. Remember, those 5 upgrades did not help my grip or brakes one bit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is difficult. I can see a few corners I'm not optimizing. But let's see here. Come on. Oh, I did better there. Okay, let's see. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Driving on a chapel curve. I'm hunting you down, Magnus. There we go. You know what? I still would have loved to have tried this with 4 upgrades. I caught him at Stowe. Oh, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy, but would have been happier with 4 upgrades. Wow. Crazy. Okay, one more race to go, and you've already, if you saw my primer teaser video, you've seen a little bit of this. So you can either pass and let them pass you back 15 times, or just sit here for 10 seconds. You can move if you want to, very, very, very slow. I didn't want to. I did that once and it failed me, and I thought, whatever. So we're driving a full, there's no disadvantage this time. Woof. He's got a huge lead on me. Oh, but it's this circuit. I'm better than he is at this circuit. Come on, man. Oh, that's a big lead. Wow. So that's why you're seeing, some people would have seen the teaser video and go, hey, wait a second. You've only got 1 of 15 requirements. Why did you pass? Well, because I sat there for over 10 seconds. That's why. It was either or, not both. Okay, look at how much I've closed the gap on him already. So he really sucks at Vale Chicane too. But look at this. I wasn't quite expecting to catch him there. That's why I ended up dinging him. And there we go. Little tap. And now I don't need to wait for him. No reason to slow down. I love doing a victory donut. So that's what I was kind of trying to do, was a figure 8 instead of a victory donut. And it doesn't go well. I make a mistake here. I tag the wall. And so, boom, that threw me off. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, there you go, guys. Here you go. You can see the upgrades I talked about. Again, it's just 5. Now, why do you get this car? That's because of this race coming up. You can check this link out. Check out some other stuff. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Best of luck getting your McLaren MP4-X. Bye-bye.